It's a shorthand term that describes something without really internalising what it was. Now it's a lot more of it's a lot more difficult to say, well, it was the organised, planned torture and barbaric murder of 6 million people.
On the 12th of June, cattle wagons pulled up, and the 3,000 people got pushed into the cattle wagons. 5 days later, we arrived at Auschwitz-Birkenau. Whereas Auschwitz had been built originally as a prisoner of war camp for Russian prisoners, and Birkenau, which was only about 2 miles away from there, wooden huts, was an extermination camp. During the 6 weeks from the beginning of June to the middle of July, they moved over 600,000 Jews from Hungary to Birkenau.
The Holocaust has had a tremendous impact on my family. My father grew up in Poland, and he was, at the age of 17, he was sent to England before the war to go to school in England. He couldn't go back because the war broke out, so he was marooned in England as a 17-year-old boy, and meanwhile his parents, his sister, all his grandparents, extended family were all murdered by the Germans. He's had a tremendously varied life, very successful business life. He's travelled a lot. He's had a very constructive, good life. When you're 95, a lot of your cognitive skills go, your memories go. Pretty much the only thing he remembers and he talks about every single day is his family being murdered. And it makes him cry every single day.
We had 3 of them gave birth, and we had 3 babies there, healthy babies. And we hid the mothers and the babies from Germans because we were afraid what would happen if the Germans found out. So we put them in the wagon, and one of them, if this is the wagon, then it's the gate here, got some straw together and laid the baby there by the door, probably to get some fresh air for it. The officer pulled himself up into the wagon and accidentally, or on purpose, stepped on the baby and killed it outright. You can imagine the response of the mother. You can imagine all our response to it. And he turned to me and told me in German, "Tell the woman I probably saved her life, because if she arrived with the baby in Bergen-Belsen, they would both be gas. As it is, she stands a chance of surviving." And she did. Well, there were 5 of us women. There were 2 doctors, a nurse, a dental technician, and the female in that wagon. So we jumped out, linked arms, still sing crazy, singing the Hungarian national anthem. We marched up with Dr. Mengele, who thought it was hilarious, waved us through the gate. Time went on. The only way we could tell the passing of the time was that once a week we were taken to be showered. But you didn't know whether you were going to be showered or gassed, because those 2 places were side by side. It was only when water came down that you realized that you're possibly going to live for another week.
It's easy to say it'll never happen again, but who knows? I think there are quite a lot of scary things happening in the world at the moment. It's becoming more acceptable now to talk in ways that a couple of years ago weren't really acceptable.
I don't know whether the world is a better or a worse place. It's a more challenging place. Under the skin, we are all the same. People are different, but they make contributions. They're more interesting before they're different. Just imagine if we're all looking exactly the same, thought the same, act the same. Wouldn't it be boring? Being different is different. It makes interest, but being different, it's not only interesting. It should be respected and accepted.